Namaste Vidya, Khushro Vidya. Today we'll be discussing about applied physiology of respiratory system, that is hypoxia. It is a condition where there is oxygen deficiency at the level of tissues. It is a pathological condition in which the whole body as a whole or a region of the body is deprived of adequate oxygen supply. Or we can say that it is a decrease below normal levels of oxygen in inspired gases, arterial blood or tissues without reaching anoxia. Now the causes could be high altitude, low hemoglobin level, decreased oxygen supply to an area, low oxygen carrying capacity, poor tissue perfusion, impaired ventilation, and decreased diffusion of oxygen. Now we come to the etiological classification. First is inadequate oxygenation of the blood in the lungs because of extrinsic reasons. That could be deficiency of oxygen in the atmosphere or hypoventilation because of neuromuscular disorders. Next could be pulmonary diseases, where hypoventilation is caused by increased airway resistance or decreased pulmonary compliance. There could be abnormal alveolar ventilation perfusion ratio, diminished respiratory membrane diffusion. Next cause could be venous to arterial shunts. Next, inadequate oxygen transport to the tissues by the blood, and that can be due to anemia or abnormal hemoglobin. General circulatory deficiency, localized circulatory deficiency, or tissue edema. Next cause could be inadequate tissue capability of using oxygen, and that could be because of poisoning of cellular oxidation enzymes or decreased cellular metabolic capacity for using oxygen because of toxicity, vitamin deficiency, or other factors. Now we'll discuss the types of hypoxia. They are hypoxic hypoxia, anemic hypoxia, stagnant hypoxia, and histotoxic hypoxia. So let us start with hypoxic hypoxia. It is also known as arterial hypoxia. It is a result of insufficient oxygen available to the lungs or decreased oxygen tension. If we come to the characteristics, there is low arterial PO2, low arterial O2 content, low arterial percentage of O2 saturation of hemoglobin. The causes could be low oxygen tension in inspired air, while a person is moving on to the high altitude or breathing in closed space, or he's breathing gas mixture containing low PO2. So it will result in low oxygen tension. When there can be respiratory disorders associated with decreased pulmonary ventilation. Now, the respiratory disorders could be brain tumor, asthma, sleep apnea, pneumothorax, bulbar poliomyelitis. Next is respiratory disorders associated with inadequate oxygen of blood in the lungs, like in cases of emphysema, fibrosis, pulmonary hemorrhage, pneumonia, bronchial obstruction, or bronchiectasis. There could be cardiac disorders also, like congestive heart failure or low cardiac output. So hypoxic hypoxia is characterized by reduced oxygen tension in arterial blood, while all the other features are normal here. Next, we'll come to anemic hypoxia. Hypoxia in which arterial PO2 is normal, but the amount of hemoglobin available to carry oxygen is reduced. The causes could be decreased number of RBCs, decreased hemoglobin content in blood, formation of altered hemoglobin, or combination of hemoglobin with gases other than O2 and CO2. This anemic hypoxia is characterized by low oxygen carrying capacity of blood, while the other features remain normal. The third classification is stagnant hypoxia, or you can say it as ischemic hypoxia also. This is a hypoxia in which the blood flow to the tissues is so low or slow that adequate oxygen is not delivered to them despite a normal arterial PO2. If we come to the causes, it could be congestive heart failure, hemorrhage, surgical stroke, vasospasm, thrombosis, or embolism. Now, this stagnant hypoxia is characterized by decreased velocity of blood flow, while the other features are normal. Next is histotoxic hypoxia. This is a hypoxia in which the amount of oxygen delivered to the tissue is adequate, but because of the action of a toxic agent, The tissue cells cannot make use of the oxygen supplied to them. The causes could be cyanide poisoning because cyanide destroys the cellular oxidative enzymes and completely paralyze the cytochrome oxidase system. So if we just see the comparison of all these types of hypoxia, in hypoxic hypoxia, the arterial PO2 decreases, while in other hypoxias like anemic, stagnant, or histotoxic hypoxia, the arterial PO2 is normal. Whereas the hemoglobin content is decreased only in anemic hypoxia, while in others it is normal. In case of stagnant hypoxia, the rate of blood flow to the tissue is decreased, while other features like uh, other features are normal. So now we'll come to the treatment. To counter the effects of high altitude diseases, the body must return arterial PO2 towards normal. Acclimatization, which means by which the body adapts to higher altitudes, only partially restores PO2 to standard levels. Hyperventilation is the next treatment. The body's most common response to high altitude condition increases alveolar PO2 by raising the depth and rate of breathing. Then is polycythemia. It is a condition in which the number of RBCs increases in the circulation. It thickens the blood, raising the danger that the heart can't pump it. So this is all in the session where we have covered hypoxia and its type along with treatment. I hope you understood it. And if you have any doubts, you can just write it in the comment box. Thank you. This session is digitally powered by Digital 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University. Thank you.